Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Value Learning. Today let's consolidate our understanding on strategic management subject by going through some of the MCQs provided by ICAI in the past question papers and model test papers. Let's read the scenario 1. Kinglike WLL, a renowned Dubai-based construction company, has carved a niche for itself in the real estate market by specializing in residential complexes. It's now poised to introduce a groundbreaking concept called Villarman, a unique blend of private villas and apartments tailored to meet the growing demand of married couples seeking to cohabit with their parents, offering spacious living within a single residential unit. The company's impressive competitive advantage lies in its substantial land purchasing power, setting it apart from its rivals. Furthermore, Kinglike engages top-tier Italian designers whose exceptional work is safeguarded by patents, making the replication of Kinglike's property a formidable challenge. Recognizing the potential of this innovative concept, Kinglike positions the Villarman project as a distinct business unit within its operations. A talented workforce strategically placed at various levels is dedicated to overseeing the unit's functions. The ambitious plan aims to construct approximately 15,000 Villarmans over the next 3 years, with 50% of them immediately ready for occupancy upon completion. The marketing team has taken an ingenious approach, enlisting major Bollywood and Hollywood celebrities to grace the foundation stone ceremony of the Villarman, scheduled for the next month. This event will receive extensive coverage from global media outlets, including print and social media platforms, a move aimed at attracting potential buyers worldwide. With meticulous planning and efficient team prepared for execution, the management exudes confidence in the project's success. The Villarman initiative aspires to solidify Kinglike WLL's position as a leading global real estate company. Now let's take the questions. Igor Ansoff gave a framework which describes the intensification options available to a firm. Which of them did Kinglike use for its intensification strategy? A. Market penetration. B. Product development. C. Market development. D. Diversification into new products. Now guys, let's pause the video and think of an answer. And once you have chosen the option, you can resume the video and see what the answer says. The answer is option B, product development. Why? Because Villarman is a new product in the existing market. Core competency is built on multiple know-hows and is an integration of many resources. As per C.K. Prahlad and Gary Hamel, Kinglike has expert teams and huge buying capacity. Which amongst the following is not an area where competency is identified? Customer value, application of competencies, market development, or D. Competitors differentiation. Now guys, please pause the video and read the question properly and think of an answer. The correct answer is option C, market development. Question 3. Different personnel have been deployed at respective levels in the project working as a business unit. Answer. Divisional managers and staff are a part of which of the following strategic levels in the organization? A. Corporate level. B. Functional level. C. Business level. D. Consultant level. Guys, please pause the video and read the question properly and think of an answer. The correct answer is option C, business level, because divisional managers and staff are part of business level of an organization. Next question. Dash is the answer to the basic question, what business we are and what we do. Many businesses fail to conceptualize this, and it requires clarity. The company, however, has a clarity on the same. Fill in the blank with the correct option. A. Vision. B. Mission. C. Strategy. D. Planning. Please pause this video and read the question properly and think of an answer. The correct answer is option B, mission. A company's mission statement answers the fundamental question of what the business does and why it exists. For Kinglike, having clarity on its mission ensures alignment of all projects and strategic objectives. Next question. Will Armand shall function as a business strategy unit, being one of the key businesses of the company? Which of the following is not a characteristic of a strategic business unit? A. It is a combination of two or more independent businesses. B. The planning of the business is done separately. C. It has its own set of competitors. D. It has its own manager responsible for strategy and profits. Please pause the video and read the question properly and think of an answer. The correct answer is option A. It is a combination of two or more independent businesses. Why? A strategic business unit is typically a single business entity with its own strategy, objectives and competition. It does not represent a combination of independent businesses, which would better describe a conglomerate or holding structure company. Now let's take another scenario. LuxHeal is a cutting-edge healthcare equipment design and manufacturing company founded by esteemed Indian medical academicians. The company secured a substantial investment of approximately 115 crores from a Pune-based venture capital firm to meet its capital requirements. Recently, LuxHeal unveiled its groundbreaking automated mind-mapped wheelchair, Wheelix, which garnered recognition and accolades worldwide. The product earned the prestigious Industry Differentiator Award at an international conclave, solidifying its position as an industry innovator. Dr. Budhiraja assumed the role of CEO last year, steering the company from a challenging position to a leadership position in innovation. His transformative leadership style fostered a culture of unity and inspiration among employees. Notably, he initiated a company-wide competition to encourage and recognize exceptional innovations. One of the company's key strategic strengths lies in its advanced benchmarking processes. However, in their eagerness to enter the market and showcase their product range, LuxHeal overlooked implementing some of the valuable insights and conclusions derived from these processes. Wheelix is poised to establish LuxHeal as a specialized player in the market catering to affluent elderly individuals. The company has received interest from WeGo, a global leader in wheelchair production, proposing a partnership involving shared branding and facilities. The board is inclined towards accepting this offer. Nevertheless, WeGo is entangled in a legal dispute with its distribution partners, necessitating LuxHeal invests considerable effort into building its own distribution. Given the rising population of affluent elderly individuals and the escalating demand for high-end medical equipment, LuxHeal is well positioned to realize its visionary goals. The company's success hinges on effectively executing its innovative ideas. Now let's take the questions. LuxHeal is envisaged and is the most admired and responsible healthcare equipment company with an international footprint. Is this a vision or a mission? If this is LuxHeal's vision, then which of the following is not essential while drafting the strategic vision? A. It should clearly illuminate the direction in which the organization is headed. B. It should create enthusiasm among members of the organization. It should be rigidly defined to prepare the organization for the future. D. This is a mission statement and not a vision statement. Guys, pause the video, read the question properly and then think of an answer. The correct answer is option C. It should be rigidly defined to prepare the organization for the future. Why? This is LuxHeal's vision, and a vision should be creatively defined to prepare the organization for the future. Hence, defining rigidly is not essential for drafting the vision. Next question. Considering the need for Lux Heels to build its own distribution channels due to Vigo's legal dispute, which category in the BCG matrix might be relevant for this effort? A. Star, B. Dogs, C. Cash cows, D. question mark. Guys, pause this video, think of an answer, and then resume the video. The correct answer is option D, question mark. Why? Building a distribution channel is a resource-intensive process and represents a strategic move in a segment where success is uncertain. The company has potential but requires investment to grow and establish itself in this new domain. Dr. Budhiraja has been instrumental in bringing about monumental changes in the company's structure and working culture. He has been very approachable yet feared by employees at all levels. What kind of leadership style can his style be termed as? A. Transactional leadership style, B. Autocratic leadership style, D. Diplomatic leadership style, D. Transformational leadership style. Guys, pause this video, read the question properly, and then think of an answer. The correct answer is option D, transformational leadership style, because he inspires people and has been instrumental in the early stages of the company during its turbulent times. Next question. The recent international recognition that the company has got for VLX has turned around its strategy altogether. Which of the following Michael Porter's generic strategy should Lux Heel follow? A. Cost leadership, B. Focused differentiation, C. Differentiation, D. Focused cost leadership. Guys, pause this video, read the question properly, and think of an answer. The correct answer is focused differentiation, as it aims to fulfill the demands of a narrow market with its differentiated products. Next question. Which of the following is a key entry barrier for Lux Heel? A. Brand identity, B. Capital requirement, C. Access to distribution channels, D. Product differentiation. Guys, pause this video, read the question properly, think of an answer. The correct answer is option C, access to distribution channels. Why? Because the rest are amply covered by Lux Heel except access to distribution channels. Now scenario 3. Suk Private Limited has been importing Italian crockery under the brand name of Facile since 2017. The company was amongst the first ones in India to introduce the innovative unbreakable crockery. Their affiliate, an Italian company which owns Facile, had entered into a progressive deal wherein products would be sourced to India via the logistics and all marketing spend would be covered by them. However, customer management and nationwide distribution would be taken care of by Suk Private Limited. This required English-speaking skilled workforce, which had been a constant challenge for the company in India. The owners of Suk Private Limited has been regular at attending industry-relevant conclaves, both national and international. Leaders of the company are avid readers of business magazines. Following that, it was observed that the recent sentiment of the country towards vocal for local could disrupt their Italian brand's marketability. An extraordinary meeting was set up and the steps ahead were planned. The outcome of the meeting was to partner with local producers of earthen utensils in phase 1 of this change strategy. For this, 7 state governments were approached. The team was successful in bagging contracts from all the government departments of these 7 states and could position themselves fairly in the market. To fund this new investment, they have planned to slowly sell off their Italian business assets as well as the brand to probable buyers. This timely shift is proving to be a game changer for the company, and the leadership is quite happy with better than before earnings and a much greater response for the customers. They find it easier to operate with domestic producers and vendors, and a sense of patriotism is instilled in customers' mind. Now the questions. Which of the following best represents an opportunity for Suk Private Limited in the current scenario? A. Increasing competition from local producers. B. Growing sentiment for imported products. C. Partnership with local producers of earthen utensils. D. Decline in customer sentiments toward vocal for local. Guys, pause the video, read the question properly and think of an answer. The correct answer is option C, partnership with local producers of earthen utensils. The opportunity to partner with local producers aligned with the current sentiments and the market trend towards vocal for local. Now, which of the following types of strategic control did the owners and leadership of Suk Private Limited deploy that eventually turned out to be one of the most effective strategic decisions for the company? A. Premise control. B. Special alert control. C. Implementation control. D. Strategic surveillance. The correct answer is option C, implementation control. Implementation control involves ensuring that plans are being implemented effectively and achieving the desired results. In the case of Suk Private Limited, their decision to partner with local producers of earthen utensils and the subsequent success of this strategy indicates effective implementation. This strategic decision was crucial in shifting their business model to align with the vocal for local sentiment, leading to better earnings and greater customer response. Therefore, implementation control was likely a key factor in the company's success in executing this strategic shift. Vocal for local is a market sentiment that changed customers' preferences for the majority of products of all industries. Based on that, Suk Private Limited quashed the competition it might face in the coming months and agreed to change its own product. Which of the following forces, as per Michael Porter's 5 forces of competitive analysis, is most relevant in this case? A. Threat of new entrants. B. Nature of rivalry in the industry. C. Threat of substitutes. D. Bargaining power of the buyer. Guys, pause the video, read the question properly and think of an answer. The correct answer is option C, threat of substitutes. Why? Threat of substitute is the most relevant for Suk Private Limited as they were dealing in Italian crockery and the same is hit by locally produced earthen utensils, thus a substitute of their product. Next question. Which of the following aspects of value chain analysis was the most challenging for Suk Private Limited at the time of selling facile brand crockery? A. Manufacturing. B. Outsourcing. C. Customer service. D. Procurement. Guys, pause the video, think of an answer. The answer is option B, outsourcing. Why? Because outsourcing involves sourcing components or finished goods from external suppliers, which can be a critical part of the value chain, especially for a company like Suk Private Limited that was importing Italian crockery. The decision to sell off their Italian business assets and brands indicates a shift away from outsourcing from the Italian company, which could have been a complex process involving finding a new supplier, negotiating contracts, and ensuring a smooth transition. To strategically revamp their business, partnerships were done with Indian local producers from 7 states, and to fund it, the existing arm of business was to be sold off. Which of the following strategies has Suk Private Limited opted for? A. Turnaround strategy. B. Divestment strategy. C. Liquidation strategy. D. Intensification strategy. The correct answer is option B, divestment strategy. As divestment strategy is a major part of the business and SBU is sold off in divestment. Here Facile was sold off to fund the new business. Now let's consider scenario 4. Dr. Mikesh Gupta, agriculture management guru at a leading management school in Patna, has been driving the business of eBandhu with 7 of his students since 2017. This business has 2 core objectives. First, sustainable farming awareness, and second, seasonal availability of agricultural inputs. It is a technology-driven business wherein they have a one-stop shop for all agricultural products available to farmers at competitive prices. Business is quite challenging given the fact that farmers in the region are not well aware of the use of technology. In the summer of 2019, the team decided to redefine their business strategy to succeed in the agricultural sector. They formulated a new definition and made strategic decision to leverage their core competencies. Firstly, they shifted their target market from directly serving farmers to onboarding wholesalers and retailers into the system and selling products to them. This strategic move was based on the understanding that wholesalers and retailers could influence technology adoption among farmers. Secondly, they outsourced logistics to Malgadi, a rural supply chain management company. This decision helped eBandhu reduce asset procurement costs and corresponding debt, thus strengthening their position in the market. Thirdly, they introduced a new service-based product, Chara Vidya, in their application. Chara Vidya aims to educate farmers about the latest sustainable farming practices being implemented around the world. This addition could potentially be a game changer for eBandhu in the agro startup circle, further enhancing their core competency in promoting sustainable farming practices and technology adoption. The team is enthusiastic about the strategic changes brought in by Dr. Mikesh and anticipates a more sustainable future for their idea. Now let's take the questions. Switching from direct selling to marketing through wholesalers and retailers was a strategic decision taken by the management. Such decisions help an organization to be more of which of the following? A. Authoritative, B. Futuristic, C. Proactive, D. Regularized. Guys, pause the video, read the question properly and then think of an answer. The correct answer is option C. Proactive. Strategic management decisions make an organization more proactive. The correct answer is option C. Product development. Product development as a new product is developed from the existing customers of the company with added features. Next question. One of the most strategically advantageous decisions for eBandhu was to get into a contract with Malgadi. Which of the following could not be an advantage for eBandhu from this alliance? A. Cost savings, B. Reduced delivery time, C. Improved customer satisfaction, D. Increased inventory of products. The correct answer is option D. Increased inventory of products. Malgadi is a rural logistics solution company that would ease off eBandhu's supply chain management. Inventory would thus reduce and not increase. Next question. How does eBandhu utilize Michael Porter's 5 forces model in its strategic decision-making process? A. By focusing on industry rivalry and competitive pricing. B. By analyzing the bargaining power of suppliers and buyers. C. By assessing the threats of new entrants and substitutes. D. All of the above. The correct answer is option B. By analyzing the bargaining power of suppliers and buyers. Michael Porter's 5 forces model helps eBandhu analyze the bargaining power of suppliers and buyers in the agricultural market. This analysis enables eBandhu to make informed decisions regarding pricing, sourcing and partnerships, ultimately strengthening its competitive position. What are the core objectives of eBandhu as mentioned in the case study? A. Sustainable farming awareness and seasonal availability of agricultural inputs. B. Technology-driven solutions and competitive pricing. C. Onboarding wholesalers and retailers into the system. D. All of the above. The correct answer is option A, sustainable farming awareness and seasonal availability of agricultural inputs. The core objectives of eBandhu, as mentioned in the case study, are sustainable farming awareness and seasonal availability of agricultural inputs. These objectives reflect the company's mission and vision to promote sustainable farming practices and address the challenges faced by farmers in accessing agricultural inputs. Now let's take scenario 5. Galaxy Enterprises Limited (GEL) operates as a diversified conglomerate with a significant presence in various industries, including electronics, packaged goods, textiles, heavy machinery, and renewable energy. Leveraging its substantial free reserves of Rs 85,000 crores, GEL had built a strong brand reputation, largely driven by its market leadership across multiple sectors. In the renewable energy sector, GEL has been the industry leader for over 15 years. The division's recent performance has been exceptional. A significant market development occurred when two competitors, Nova Green Energy Limited and Zenith Solar Limited, previously ranked second and third in market share, respectively, merged to create a new entity, Synergy Renewables Limited (SRL). Following the merger, SRL has claimed the top spot in market share, intensifying competition. Against this backdrop, the chairman of GEL convened a strategic meeting with the board of directors, divisional heads, marketing executives, and the group CFO. The meeting focused on formulating growth strategies for the renewable energy division, identifying opportunities for diversification, and announcing an interim dividend in the honor of GEL's Platinum Jubilee celebrations. Mr. Arvind Malhotra, CEO of the Renewable Energy Division, emphasized the industry's slow pace of modernization compared to global standards. He highlighted the potential in emerging product categories such as next-generation solar panels, energy storage systems, and advanced wind turbines. He proposed a modernization initiative requiring an investment of Rs 7,000 crores. This transformation is projected to reduce operational costs by 20% and minimize wastage by 12%. The CFO presented an analysis revealing that competitors are unlikely to invest in significant upgrades or expansions for the next 6 to 8 years due to financial constraints. In response, the board approved the modernization initiative and allocated an additional Rs 1,500 crores to strengthen the division's supply chain. Another proposal discussed was GEL's entry into the electric vehicle segment. The board approved this diversification strategy, allocating Rs 8,000 crores to establish a foothold in this rapidly growing market. Additionally, the board authorized the distribution of an interim dividend of Rs 75 per share to commemorate GEL's Platinum Jubilee. In preparing for these strategic initiatives, the board also evaluated key stakeholders to determine their influence and interest. Shareholders and the board of directors emerged as primary stakeholders with both high influence and interest, necessitating active engagement to secure the support. Regulatory authorities were recognized as influential but less interested in the immediate plans, requiring regular updates to ensure compliance. Customers and employees, while not as powerful, were identified as highly interested stakeholders, particularly concerning the renewable energy division's modernization and its entry into the EV market. Now question 1. GEL has approved significant investments in modernizing its renewable energy divisions and preparing and entering the electronic vehicle segment. Analyze the levels of strategy these decisions represent and identify the correct justification for your answer. A. Functional level, as these are related to operational improvements within the renewable energy division. B. Business level, as these initiatives align with the goals of a single division to gain a competitive advantage or edge. C. Corporate level, as they involve decisions impacting the overall portfolio and diversification of GEL. D. Operational level, as they focus on day-to-day activities within the division. The correct answer is option C. Corporate level, as they involve decisions impacting the overall portfolio and diversification of GEL. The reason? Corporate level strategies focus on decisions that affect the entire organization, involving diversification into new markets, example EVs, and significant investments in existing divisions, example modernization of renewable energy. These decisions are overarching and affect GEL's portfolio. Next question. With the merger of Nova Green Energy Limited and Zenith Solar Limited into Synergy Renewables Limited (SRL), how does this development influence GEL's strategic priorities in the renewable energy sector under Porter's Five Forces framework? A. The merger reduces the threat of substitutes by consolidating competing technologies. B. It increases the bargaining power of buyers by providing them with a stronger alternative supplier. C. It heightens the intensity of industry rivalry by creating a stronger competitor with greater market share. D. The merger strengthens the bargaining power of suppliers due to greater reliance on key inputs. Guys, pause the video, read the question properly, and think of an answer. The correct answer is option C. It heightens the intensity of industry rivalry by creating a stronger competitor with greater market share. The merger consolidates two significant competitors into one dominant entity, intensifying rivalry within the industry. This increases the competitive pressure on GEL to innovate and maintain its market position. Next question. GEL's decision to enter the EV market represents a diversification strategy. Evaluate which type of diversification strategy is being pursued and the reasoning behind this classification. A. Concentric diversification, as the EV market shares synergy with renewable energy technologies. B. Vertical integration, as GEL seeks to integrate upstream or downstream activities in the automotive value chain. C. Horizontal diversification, as GEL expands into a market unrelated to its existing renewable energy operations. D. Conglomerate diversification, as GEL enters an entirely unrelated and independent business segment. The correct answer is option D. Conglomerate diversification, as GEL enters an entirely unrelated and independent business segment. Conglomerate diversification involves entering a new unrelated business segment. In this case, GEL is entering the electric vehicle market, which is distinct from its existing renewable energy business. This moves aimed to spread risk and create new growth opportunities. GEL identifies shareholders and the board of directors as key stakeholders. Analyze the rationale for classifying them as both high influence and high interest and how this influences strategic communication. A. They directly impact compliance with regulatory standards, necessitating regular updates. B. The vested interest in dividends and long-term value creation makes the engagement essential for approval of key initiatives. C. They represent the end consumers whose perception directly influence GEL's market reputation. D. Their role in operational execution requires constant communication and support for strategy implementation. Guys, pause this video, read the question properly, and think of an answer. The correct answer is option B. Their vested interest in dividends and long-term value creation makes the engagement essential for approval of key initiatives. Shareholders and the board play a critical role in approving significant financial decisions and have a direct interest in the company's financial performance and strategic direction, necessitating active engagement. Next question. By approving modernization in renewable energy and diversification into EVs, what corporate strategy is GEL pursuing and how does it position the company as per Ansof's product market growth matrix? A. Cost leadership to lower operational expenses and offer competitive pricing. B. Product differentiation by leveraging innovation in both existing and new markets. C. Market penetration through deeper investments in existing product lines. D. Market expansion and diversification to capture growth opportunities across unrelated industries. Guys, pause the video, read the question properly and think of an answer. The correct answer is option D, market expansion and diversification to capture growth opportunities across unrelated industries. GEL's decision to invest in modernization and enter the EV market reflect a dual focus on expanding its existing market and diversifying into a new unrelated industry, aligning with its overall corporate growth strategy.